This is a video on how to make a Shopsmith accessory shelf. I've got 3 Shopsmiths. YouTube didn't really have a whole lot of information on how to do these. So anyway, this was the first one. This is a model 510. It's a platform that sits on wooden rails that go between the legs. And so I'll show you all of them. I'll show you how it all works. Here's the other side of the 510. It has another set of J hooks for the way tubes, and I'll show you how the whole system works on the next one. One of the nice things about Shopsmiths is that they don't take up too much space. Just about everybody that has one that doesn't have an accessory shelf has boxes of stuff to go with it. Anyway, I built this one. This is the second rail system I put on. I have 2 of these 1980 something models of the Shopsmith. So I put the rails in, I put this cross brace in, and I put on these J hooks to hold the fence from the saw. I got some inexpensive flooring and just glued it together. Anything can be used for the main platform. This one is 20 inches wide. I like it because it's nice and big and it doesn't get in my way at all. Just slides right in. It's tight, but I don't bother to screw it down at all. And I have these end pieces that slide into the legs themselves. Just made to fit. That's pretty much it there. Here's the third Shopsmith, and it shows just the rails. This is in progress. One of the things that helps installing the rails is these clamps that I use. There's an extra pair of hands. A simple clamp will just hold it in a decent position so that you can align everything while you're getting the rails in. The main thing is that these rails are attached with small 10-degree wedges, and I'll show you those. Here's one of the wedges I use to secure the rails to the legs. When I drill that, I want it to go in at the same angle as the legs, so I put it up on something that has a 10-degree angle to offset it so that I can use a drill press 90 degrees, get it in there, and then I've got a wedge with the appropriate screw angle, 10 degrees, just like the leg. Just line up the drilled hole. I keep the top of the wedge below or at the same level as the top of the rail, because I like to create these end pieces that cover this. I'll show you that. If you want to cut the 10-degree wedges on the table saw, you can. There's lots of ways of doing it. You can just set your miter gauge to 80 degrees. Regarding where to place things, if you have something that like the miter gauge that goes both above and below the table, I like to put this in sideways, but Because it's goes so far below the table, I like to keep it a bit, maybe a foot from the end. That way I have plenty of room to push the foot lever for the raising and lowering the wheels. Also, it's good to put it on the headstock end because it sticks above the table, and these posts can't get that close to it because it can't go past the headstock. Regarding the sanding disc is pretty tall also, but it's thin, and in this particular case here, it looks like even though the posts go down past the top of the sanding disc, it's in a position where it wouldn't touch it anyway, but it happens to be at the headstock end. Regarding this lathe piece here, I like to hang it off the end and just in a single hole and kind of tuck it away. A couple of things to think about when you're drilling holes for your pieces. You want to make sure that it isn't going to hit the, if you do use something underneath like these J-hooks here, that anything you're going to be putting through isn't going to hit it. The other thing is you have to watch the position of the rails if you use the rail system. You don't want to drill a slot where the rail is going to be underneath it because you'll have to drill it again. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you got some good ideas on creating your own accessory shelf.